Have you been struggling to get out of silver but just can't seem to do it? Well, stick around and I'll teach you the most important tips you need to know to get out of silver. Hey, how's it going guys? Flarp here, back with another video. Today I'm going to be teaching you guys how to get out of the silver division. Arguably the toughest division to climb in, simply because all of the players are inexperienced and do not know how to play the game. They don't do anything right, and they do very poorly in every game, therefore making it very hard to get out. Well, I am going to remedy that for you guys. I'm going to be giving you guys the most important tips that you need to know to get out of silver. I follow these tips myself, and I am now improving my game at Counter-Strike, rising the ranks very quickly, and learning how to play properly. I went from Silver 1 about a month ago to Gold Nova 2, which is right here. Now, by no means am I a professional player, but I do harness these tips and it does help me improve, and I am getting better. And I want to teach you guys how to get better as well. So, if you're still interested in my tips, then keep watching. Alright guys, so one way to practice your aim in Counter-Strike Global Offensive is to hop into an offline server with no bots and shoot at a wall. And this is going to sound crazy, but it actually really helps. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to do it right now. So what you're going to do is go to play, then go to offline with bots, it'll take you right here. Go to casual, click Dust 2 and hit go. You can pick any map you want, but Dust 2 is probably the best one to pick. Make sure you have no bots selected and hit go. I'll come back as soon as this loads. Alright, so now we're in game, and I was going to show you how to control your recoil in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, and I will demonstrate that shortly, but before I do that, I have to stress something to you guys that is very important to your success. You must find your perfect sensitivity. If your sensitivity is too high or too low, then you're not going to be able to do anything. You're going to not be able to respond fast enough, or you're going to over-calculate and move your mouse too far and not be able to track the head. You want to find a perfect sensitivity so that you can move and track someone's head efficiently. Let's say this is someone's head right here. You want to be able to move back and forth, side to side, straight, and try to keep your cursor on their head as best as you can. And you can either fiddle around with it in game and figure this out, or you can click the link down below that I'm going to link you to, which will teach you guys how to find your perfect sensitivity. I did it myself, and it works very well. It takes about half an hour to do, but it will mathematically figure out which one is best for you, and it's very, very useful. Now I can track the head and achieve headshots every single time. Now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to show you guys something about the game. So you're going to open up the console by tapping the grave key, or whichever key you have it binded to. I have it binded to my grave key, which is located above the tab key and left of the 1 key. This is also the default console key. Once you have the console open, you're going to type SV_cheats space 1. Hit enter, that's going to enable cheats. Next up, you're going to go ahead and type give space weapon underscore, and then the weapon that you want to use. We're going to be using the AK-47. Now, if you come over here, and you shoot at this wall with the AK, without moving the cursor, this is what's going to happen. Alright, the AK-47 has a very high recoil pattern. If I were to back up and do it again, it would be even worse. As you can see, the AK goes up, and then over, and then to the right, and then left, and then the right, and then left. It's just really hard to control. It's like up, and then left a little bit, then hard right, then left, and hard right. So, up, left, right, yeah. Now, the only way to control this recoil is to counter it by pulling down. Unlike Call of Duty, the bullets do not go where you are aiming. The bullets will go all over the place, and the only way that you can control them is to counteract it by pulling down in the opposite direction of the spray pattern. And I'll show you that right now. So, if I were to spray at this wall, this is what would happen. Now, if I were to control the recoil, this is what would happen. As you can see, this pattern is much tighter than this pattern. So if there was a player here, I would hit much more shots and kill them than if I were to just spray. Now, that was me not moving. If I were to move around, the bullets go everywhere. And this goes without saying for just about every single gun in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, except for your submachine guns. Submachine guns you can shoot while moving, but it still will have an effect on your accuracy. To be 100% accurate, or as accurate as you can be, you cannot be moving while you're shooting. Now, if you were to go like this and shoot when you are like moving, if you were to strafe and go back and forth, there is a split second in time where you will not be moving, that you will be deadly accurate, because when you're changing directions at one point you will not be moving at all. That was bad. That was a bad example. Right there, right there, right there, right there, like that. So let's say this is someone's head. You would want to go like this, and then go like that, and go like this, and go like that. And that's how you would kill them with the AK-47. That's how you're supposed to use the AK-47. But we're not going to be doing that today. We're going to be teaching you how to control recoil. So what you can do is go to a wall and shoot at it. 1 bullet, and then go 2 bullets, and then go 3 bullets, and then go... That was bad. 4 bullets, then 5 bullets. So just try and do that over and over again until you can get the spray pattern down and make it like a... I don't know, just like a ritual, how you can control the recoil. 1, 2, 3. I'm not doing exactly the same, but you get the idea. So I encourage you guys to go into a game and just shoot at a wall. Another thing to keep in mind when playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive is to learn the different smoke spots. For example, let's say your team decides to do a tons to lower tons to mid to B push to get to Bravo to plant the bomb. This is a very sound strategy that many professional teams may harness. Now, if you were to come right up through mid and go to B, then people who are watching A can op you right through here. And also players that are rotating from long through CT to B can shoot you through this doorway. So one way to counter this is to throw a smoke down. However, if you were to just throw a smoke down from right here, if there's a player already there, they will kill you as you're throwing the grenade. So one thing you can do is come over here to Xbox, stand here in the corner, look at this little window, and throw your grenade. You'll notice that the grenade will land perfectly here in CT, and all vision is blocked out from long and CT and everything else. So any players will not be able to shoot you. Also, right here, if you want to perform a retake in a Bravo, and let's say the terrorists have planted the bomb, and there's one like right here, or there's one over here, and you want to come in with your friend, you're going to want to pop a flashbang. That way the enemy is blinded, so you can take the site while they are blinded and kill them without risking yourself getting shot. What you can do is run and throw right at this ramp. So just go like this, and the city grenade pops up, and then boom, goes off right here in the middle. Everyone in this radius will be flashed. So those are just 2 of the many smokes and flashes on this map, as well as all the other maps. So it is important to just learn the maps and learn the smoke spots on all the maps. Now, when you are playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it is important to keep the names of the different parts of the map in mind. This way you can call out the enemies to your teammates, allowing them to readjust themselves and face different directions so they don't get caught off guard. For example, this is T-Spawn. It is named that because this is where the terrorists spawn. This is called Suicide because when you run down here, you are probably going to get shot by an op. This is called Xbox because if you look on the map, in the top left corner, it sort of forms an X. This is Catwalk. This is a site. This is Goose, named Goose because of this goose right here. This is called Ramp. This is called Long. This is called Pit. This is called Long Doors. So on and so forth. Outside Long Doors is right here. Top of mid is where I am now. Lower tunnels, upper tunnels. Well, I guess regular tunnels. This is B site. This is the corner. Over here is car. This is window. These are B doors. These are B boxes. Mid doors. This is CT spawn. This is where the counter terrorists spawn. This right here is called elevator. It's just you have to learn the map and get used to it. As you play though, you'll hear people calling it out, and you'll sort of get used to what it's called. Now make sure that you don't rely on the names in the top left corner of my screen. If you notice when I move around, it'll change the name of where I am. Now the community will refer to these different places differently than what the game is, so don't listen to everything that says, otherwise you'll be really confused. So another very important thing to learn how to accomplish is winning the pistol round. The pistol round is very important because if you do win the pistol round, you are practically guaranteed the next 2 rounds, giving you 3 rounds total. This is because if you win the pistol round, then you get the reward money, which means you can buy real guns. If you lose the pistol round, you do not get as much money, therefore you have to save until the 4th round before you can buy. which means you have to use pistols on the first round, the second round, and the third round, while the other team can buy on the second and third round. That means that they're going to most likely win the second and third round unless the staging team can pull something out of their ass. It is very hard to win using pistols against real guns such as AKs or M4s or Ops. So it's very important to win the pistol round because you get about 3 rounds after that. The pistol round is all about getting headshots. A headshot will be an instant kill in pistol round because the enemy team cannot buy a helmet. So if you shoot someone in the head in pistol round, you are either going to kill them or dink them for about 90, which is very high. So when you are playing in the pistol round, you should go for a headshot. Now, you should go for headshots no matter when you are playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive. However, you should always go for headshots in pistol round just because it is very important to get those quick kills. Now, in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, headshots are essential, as I mentioned prior to this in the pistol round explanation. When you are walking around in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, it is essential to keep your cursor at head level at all times. Many silver players tend to want to look at the floor when they're walking around because that's what you do in real life. You look where you're going. However, in Counter-Strike, you have to keep your cursor at head level. If you walk around the corner and an enemy pops up around the corner and you have your cursor down the floor and they already have theirs at head level, they can shoot you in the head, but you have to bring your cursor up to head level. So they will win the gunfight every single time. However, if you have your cursor at head level all the time and they have theirs at the ground, and you peek the corner with your cursor already on their head and their cursor is at the ground, you will win the gunfight and get the kill. That is why it is very important to walk around with your cursor at head level at all times. My next tip is probably going to sound very silly to many of you, but that is to watch professional matches. There are many professional matches streamed on Twitch, as well as that you can watch from Counter-Strike that will teach you how to play. If you watch professionals play the game, you can learn how to play yourself. Watch the strategies they do, watch how they aim, watch how they peek corners, watch what they say to each other. Just pay attention to everything they do and study it, and then try to mimic it when you are in your own game. This is a great way to learn. It's kind of like playing sports. If you play basketball, then you would watch maybe professional matches in the NBA or watch your own game tapes to figure out what you did wrong and what you did right to try and improve your game. It's the same thing in Counter-Strike. I spend a couple hours a day watching professional matches. Before I go to bed every night, I download one on my phone and I watch one every single night just so I can get a feel for the game and try to improve. It is very important to watch professional matches when you are trying to improve your game at Counter-Strike, like I said, because you need to try to understand how the professionals do it so you can try to do it yourself. Right, my next tip may not sound very important, but it actually is, and that is to be a good guy, a team player, and to be nice. If you are a dickhead when you are trying to play the game, your teammates will get aggravated. And believe it or not, this game is just as much about psychology and having a good state of mind as it is getting headshots and executing plays correctly. If your team is mad and upset, they won't perform as well as if they're confident and happy. So if someone asks you to drop them a weapon, do it. If someone that messes up, don't say, "You suck." Say, "Good job, man, nice try, we'll get them next time." Try to be helpful, give tips, and just stuff like that, and your teammates will perform much better. Much better than if you were to scold them every time they did something wrong. Just try to give them some friendly advice and help them improve their game next time. Also, do not try to be a kill whore. Yes, KD is great, but in Counter-Strike, it doesn't matter what your KD is as long as you win. Your score is the most important thing. So try to help out players, get bomb plants, get assists. Don't get mad if someone steals your kill. Be a team player and play the objective. The game, unlike Call of Duty, does not care about your KD. They care about how many wins you have and the objective. So play the objective and play to win. That is what competition is all about. If you go 1-10 in competitive, but you help your team win and you guys do achieve the victory, nobody will care about your KD as long as you help the team to win. This is going to be my second to last tip, and also the most important one, and that is going to be practice the game. You can watch as many pro matches as you want, or watch this how to get out of silver video over and over again as many times as you want, but it will do you no good unless you put these tips to use in a real game, and you have to practice over and over again. I have about 200 hours on my account in CSGO. That is nothing. It may sound like a lot. 200 hours of my time, that's over a week of me sitting in my room playing this game, which is really scary to think about. But the point is, I have a lot of time put into this game. But in order to improve, I have to put a lot more time into this game. There's people with over 1,200 hours in this game, and professionals probably have over 2,000 hours, maybe more. That's a lot of time playing Counter-Strike. So, go into a game, try to remember the tips that I'm going to be giving you, as well as everything you've watched in professional matches, and try to put that to use when you are playing. Practice, practice, practice. Practice in deathmatch, practice in those matches, in those maps that I showed you, practice in competitive games. Just practice as much as you possibly can. That is the only way to get better. My last tip of the day is the corny one that everyone says, but that is going to be have fun. If you are not having fun when playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive, there is no point in continuing to play. You will only become frustrated and mad at yourself as well as the game, and probably rage quit like in every single Call of Duty match I've ever played in ever. Video games are meant to be played to have fun, so if you do not have fun, don't play the game. Play a game that you enjoy. Maybe go back to Call of Duty. But if you are serious about becoming better at Counter-Strike Global Offensive, just keep on trying, pick your head up, and do it over and over again until you succeed. That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, never stop flarping.